Hello and welcome back to Desmin's Creek, our 5th edition live play that meets on Wednesday nights. Last time, the party embarked out into the strait that separates mainland Amaranta, and namely Bromdor, from the Isle of the Dragonborn nation, Arcosia, to hunt down a piratess who had stolen the most recent shipment coming in to supply the Syndicate. The party teamed up with a half-orc privateer by the name of... I've got this. Vestus Quillian, and his mage friend named Silas Olido. And together with them, the party, and their boat, the party was able to track down, since it was a short route that the supply was following, and relatively known, the stretch along which it would be lost, the vessel. And when they found it, the piratess, Thorla Bovern, was taking the loot. She saw them coming and turned her ship to flee. The Grabspar gave chase, and an epic punchy battle ensued. The party was able to take the Broken Wind apart, piece by piece, and effectively render it not seaworthy. And so, at this point, the deckhands aboard the Grabspar are being used to prevent the Broken Wind from sinking, while the party searches it for the stolen goods. At this point, the crew and captain of the Broken Wind have conceded the battle, and are not making any moves to hinder or stop the party in their quest. They are also it's a rather stony silence, as all of them stand aboard, some injured, some not so badly, others helping to fish crewmates out of the sea, where they were tossed by Morrigan. Oh, yes. And the last piece of information was that the canvas-covered mass on the top deck, which could have been stolen loot, turned out to be a fully mechanical arm, much like the deckhands, which was apparently produced by a knockoff brand of Draknir Industries, namely Braknir Industries. And so, that is where we pick up, as the party has very recently crossed the makeshift gangway from the Grabspar onto the Broken Wind, which is looking very broken at this point. So, is anybody going to deal with the crew at all? It seems like, unless they're addressed, they're not looking to say anything.
Unless they resist, I don't intend to do anything.
None of them seems to get in your way. It depends on resistance, depends on what you're intending to do then.
There's a place to get what we came for. If we can find what we came for, just leave.
Okay.
Or thieves, they're thieves. We're just here for the stuff. No need for further unpleasantries if necessary.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, if nobody intends to address the crew or its captain, you are all free to split up and search this medium-sized vessel. You'll find the mid deck where the guns are placed. You will find storage locations like the magazine where all of the gunpowder and cannonballs are kept to be transited to the cannons for use. You will see that significant modification was done to make it so that the deck could handle the shifting torque of what do they call it? Melora's armory arm on the top deck. So as you head down below, you see that like a significant amount of extra bracing has been put in just to keep that from tearing the top deck off. And then finally, as you are searching the ship, and you find there are many, many crewmen here who all eyeball you, but seem to have uniformly chosen that none of them is going to start anything. You are going to hear above you the thump of boots on the top deck as someone is stomping around, and they seem to be very purposefully dropping their feet heavily on the deck. One might call it peacocking. And then you hear the voice of Vestus Quillian as he begins gloating loudly. Even those who are not in direct line of sight of this, which is most of you as you search the ship, you can imagine that he is getting up in Torla's face to cluck about his victory in this, and the superiority of Silas's deckhands over this mechano arm. You can hear them loudly trading barbs as you search. I would like everyone to make investigation check.
I think as I'm getting ready to start, like, actively looking, I am going to find the nearest person to me and go up and point up at the, like, where the two of them are and be like, the sooner we find all of the shit that you hid, the sooner he goes back to his own boat and you don't have to deal with him anymore. So, if you could just tell me where you put the stuff, that'd make your life easier and my life easier. So, I mean...
The crewman that you have singled out, you know, seems to... He's got his hands rested atop his head, you know, sort of like one might if they were surrendering to authorities who were going to bind those hands. He turns to look up at the arguing captains, who are sounding more and more like a divorced couple who will never agree on how to split the assets. And this is just one more fight in that relationship. And he watches them for a moment before looking back to you and says, you know, gruffly, "But if you leave, we'll sink."
I, as a person, don't have any assurance that we're not gonna just, like, let these guys all die. You know, like, going down with the ship. I think Reggie probably does think we're not gonna let that happen. I think Vestus is having too much fun with this, you know, flirting. To actually let, like, anything bad happen to the people. The ship, sure. But the people, not. So,
I'm guessing we get a couple dinghies, we shove as many people in them as we can, and tell them to start rowing.
I think Reggie's gonna respond with, about if we make a promise? I mean, he's good at lying, so but he is a man of his word. So I'm fairly certain that even if the captain over there was thinking about letting anything actually, happen to you all, the ship, I can make no guarantees about. But the safety of all of the crew is at least something that I'm pretty sure he's not going to let, bruised egos and all of that is aside. But like physically, any more harm than has already happened, I don't think that's happening.
He, seems to be, like, a lot of this is just sort of, like, glazing over him as, like, this is not a person of high education. So, like, you're getting kind of out in the weeds as far as he's concerned. He's mostly just hearing, we're not going to help you, and we're not sure it's worth it to help you. So, he just says, look, we're prisoners at this point. You just ask your captain, let us fix the ship. Then we leave, and you can leave, and everybody's happy.
I mean, there is a step between you leaving and us leaving after the ship would have gotten fixed.
He seems to wait expectantly for what that step is.
That step is us taking the ship.
Oh, I mean... Okay. How are you going to get this ship back to Volinar without a crew to man all the rigging?
No, not ship. Shit with a T.
That, yeah.
All the goods, the stuff that we are here. No, that one is on me. I am sorry about that.
All right, it's down at the bottom, aft end, right above the bilge.
Can I roll insight?
Yes.
Oof. That's a 15. I rolled a 4.
Where? Oops. That's probably a bad thing. What the fuck? Yep. What a bad thing. My speaker fell over.
No speaker.
I couldn't find my die. Oh, I'll use this one. Oh, it's so bright. Don't like it. Okay. To persuade...
Before I know how confident that I am about this, Reggie is going to say, all right, I'm going to go check there. If what we're looking for isn't over there, I'm going to go talk to the captain and maybe not be as persuasive about fixing the ship. And then...
What did you get? What did you get?
I got a 15.
He also got a 15. Yeah, I mean, he seems like he could be telling the truth. You definitely feel like his goal here is to survive, and you have certainly, made it clear, at least with the sea battle, that his survival depends on pleasing you. So, this seems like the information is probably not false. There's also not so many places on the ship it could be hid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attempt to persuade well enough to get advantage on this investigation check.
Yes.
Did not happen.
But, as you threaten him with that, he is going to say, oh, silly me, I forgot. You need this key. It's behind a door. Aft end, above the bilge. And he's going to hold out, like, he pulls a chain from around his neck on which a large old-style key swings, and he holds it out to one side. It dangles, he's a human, so it's dangling, like, just, like, above, like, your eye line.
Thank you. I grab the key and I go.
All right. Those that rolled investigation already, what have we got?
0.
14.
13.
Got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
You with your
I'm
actually
assuming I
12.
find something of great interest that is ultimately useless.
Yeah, I got 12.
Mm. All right. So,
We all did very well.
you're all searching the ship while these conversations, the one between the captains and the one between Reggie and the crewmen, are taking place. And eventually you come together with nobody having found any of the loot, despite it being a small ship, in the different places you split off to check, and you reconverge on Vulcan to share this information with one another. And Vulcan seems to put all those things together. You can see he's kind of like tracing in the air with his finger as he's trying to figure out the layout of the ship. He says, Vulcan, you realize that, the only place that hasn't been thoroughly checked is the lowest deck, which contains the access to the bilge. And there was a room that seemed quite small, but was locked. Or you head there and you find a room that is quite small and locked, rather, leading the rest of the party. Reggie, you are going to show up as the rest of the party are arriving at this door, who might inform you that they've checked everywhere else.
Well, hopefully this key actually opens that door then. Reggie holds out a key.
Ah, convenient.
Otherwise, I'm going to have a talk with the gentleman upstairs.
Turns out that's only the self-destruct key.
He's up there going, good thing I didn't give my name.
I attempt to use the key on the lock.
You attempt to use the key to unlock it. Okay. The key slots in, and when you turn it, at first, nothing happens. You turn it back the other way, and there's a little bit of give. So you think maybe it's just a poorly done door. Give me a strength check.
About that.
He's good at those.
That is a 12.
It is a 12. You feel like this may be the right key, because you think if it was not the right key, it would not be moving nearly as much. But there is something fucked up about this lock, and you can't get it to turn all the way to release the latch.
Which one of us is the most roguelike? Out of the
I can
rogues?
pick locks.
I
I
can
But
pick
mean, if
one.
we're talking mechanically,
That's
me.
better.
Certainly investigate
There's,
the lock.
there's something sticking about this. I don't know if it's the salt causing a problem with the mechanics, or if it's this guy giving me not the right key. But something's going on here. I think you all did see Reggie like struggling physically to turn it, because that was not a great strength roll.
Assuming I'm there, I'd like to investigate the lock in particular, to see, like the lock and the key, to see if there's perhaps an additional step that needs to be done.
Yeah, the
in
whole
tandem
party,
with
the whole
turning the
party
key.
is there because you reconverged, reconvened after searching the ship, and then moved to the only place that hadn't really been searched yet before Reggie caught up with you. So the whole party is there. You'll find that removing the key from the lock is a no-go without a strength check.
All right. If it doesn't
Let
feel
me.
like it's going to come out, then I would suggest we don't pull it out. There's something more to this lock.
Can't I just tear it open?
You're just gonna tear it open? Are you going to?
No, you cannot.
Are you going
This
to
is a
try and
pirate
force
ship.
the key?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
So
almost
They
certainly going to
steal
be a trap
ships.
on the other side of this door to get rid of the cargo. We need the
Are
cargo.
there any
Please do not
gaps?
break it.
So, what I'm hearing is that Morrigan wants to try to do the key herself because she is strong, and Twilight does not want her to do that. How is this gonna play out?
Gaps in the door.
Gaps in the door.
Like, any
Yeah,
way
it's
to
not
see-
like it's a perfectly, like, it's, you know, these are medieval technologies. There's gaps around the door to make sure it doesn't jam up. So yeah, you could probably, you know,
But, like,
lay
can-
on the
can
floor
you
and look through.
see-
You know?
Are we in dim light?
Yes.
Is the other side of the door in dim light?
The other side of the door appears to be darkness.
How darkness?
Like,
Uh,
dark vision could see through it, but, you know, no color and all that. But, like, you've just got, like, this thin sliver under the door. Basically, the framing is holding the door well enough, and the wood slats that make up the door don't have really any gaps. So you've basically just got this gap under the door, between the door and the floor. And as you go down there to look at it, you are hit. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, lovely. I'm not good at those. Ooh, that's a 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
All right, you are hit full in the face with a puff of strong brine. You manage to keep your stomach, but you are wanting to stand up and get away from the floor, which just smells like nasty salt water.
And Spider stands back up again, brushing his faces. Well, that was unpleasant. Hmm?
So again, Morrigan wants to try the key. Twilight doesn't want her to. Is there going to be a fight like Morrigan? Are you going to press the issue verbally or physically? What's happening?
I'm not sure they're crafted enough to have a good trap here. It's just a door. I can just kick it in.
You saw they had a giant magic mechanical arm. They definitely have the
That's not the-
resources to have a fancy trap behind this door.
I examine the door, look for signs of a trap.
You can attempt to do so. Roll investigation.
Okay, if there's no trap, can I
Uh,
then kick the door in?
It's a 23.
23. You know, without touching the door, you only have access to what you can see, which is a sliver under it and this side of it. From that, you do not see any traps, but you are confident that you have not checked thoroughly enough to be 100% sure there is no trap.
Okay.
I send my shadow thing under the door.
Okay. You send your shadow thing under the door. There is a method to calling it out, yes? And you're in close
Yeah.
proximity to other people.
Huh?
The party is all around you, so they see you do this.
I don't think I've ever, like, hidden it.
Okay. Well, remind us of what you do to call it out, please.
So the way I envision it is he holds his hand out in front of him, palm up. And I think that, like, blood, like draws. You remember you in X-Men 2 when Magneto pulls the blood out of, well, he pulls the iron out of the guy, but it's like blood comes out with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. Blood just like comes out through his skin, but then darkens and turns into a shadow. Like this living, well, not quite living, but like.
And it looks like a
shadow.
puff ball, right? Basically a puff ball of shadow.
Something like that.
Yeah. Like the soot sprites, but without the spindly legs and arms.
Something like that, yeah.
Sure.
And then he can either, from his hand, let it go, or else it just travels down his body.
Okay. Sure. Twilight, any objections to this summoned creature going under the door?
No, I think it's less likely to trigger anything than breaking the door.
Okay. The shadow ball is going to slip under the door, seeming completely unconcerned with the small gap. What do you want to do now that it is in there, Spider?
I'll have a look at the other side of the door to start.
Alright, so you're going to close your eyes and transfer your senses to the familiar.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, because it is black and white in there, you know that the area is in total darkness. What you see is a relatively small area, like about the size of a walk-in closet, maybe. There is a large stack of crates taking up like 90% of the space in there. It looks like maybe the largest of these crates was just about the width of the doorway. You can see that there's like warped and splintery wood for the floor and walls of it. You don't see like any special mechanisms or anything except what kind of loosely dangles out of the crates in there.
So so the back of the nothing on the back of the door.
You don't see anything, no. It just looks like a door.
Okay, summon it back. We absorb it.
Okay. It comes back out and then, kind of breaks down back into blood.
Basically gets like slurped back into my hand. Kind of weird looking, I suppose, but
Yeah,
it is what it
I
is.
suppose.
I think it's just it. I cannot see anything on the other side of the door. Trap-wise, there are crates in there.
I kicked the door in. This is taking too long. The ship is just being held up by the arms.
Okay, I need you to roll a strength attack.
Keep clicking the wrong tabs.
Mostly just to check and make sure you don't, like, somehow stub your face against it doing this.
Yeah.
So. Really just
So,
need better
okay.
than, like, a 5 on the die.
So it counts as an attack. Does that mean that I get my proficiency too?
Sure.
Okay.
Really just making sure you're not rolling a 1.
Okay. Well, that's not happening. I got a 13.
Okay. All right, so you're going to slam this door. Are you going to kick it with your foot, or run your shoulder into it, just punch it, slam it with your axe? What's your method?
Kick it with my foot and aim towards where the handle is, because
Okay.
that's what we usually like kick down the
Sounds
door.
good. Sounds good. All right, and please roll damage for an. Give me a D4 plus strength.
So 6.
6. All right. You kick the door right under the handle, and you're going to hear some splintering, and the door kind of creaks inward, but, kind of does not swing freely. It seems like you splintered the wood that was holding it there, but didn't break it fully. No trap goes off.
Well, should be open though, but in my frustration I kick it again.
Okay. You're going to completely bash the door frame apart as it pulls the latch with it. And splinters of wood are going to careen across the floor of the small, dark room around these boxes that have clearly been gone through, and then just like hastily stacked up in here. As I said, the largest box is about the width of the doorway, so you can slide it out with some, with just a little bit of difficulty. Mostly what you're dealing with is the weight. As you begin going over these boxes, I assume, you're going to investigate the boxes?
How many people can fit in this room?
With the boxes, like, barely one person. So you're basically just going to be like, one person's going to go in and hand the boxes out through the door and until they get to the big one at the bottom, and then just have to shove that one out along the floor. So you do that?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, are you the one doing that? These are not light boxes.
I can carry the boxes.
Okay. So you are the one putting part of your body into the room to pull them out and hand them off to the party behind you through the doorway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. They are wooden crates, and they are primarily filled with silk clothing, which, when packed this tightly, is very heavy. As you hand off the crates to the party, they can remove the lids, which have already been torn through, so there's nothing really holding them closed other than gravity. And going through them, you're finding a lot of beautiful clothing, the type of stuff you would definitely find in Aiden's shop, the types of clothing that they like to sell in the underground. Now and then, you have a box that is more geared toward jewelry and accessories. A couple of these definitely look like they could be magical. And then finally you get a somewhat larger box, though not the largest, and you do find that this has weaponry in it. It's a longer, flatter box that seems to contain, blade weapons as well as firearms. Healthy numbers of each, and there's a few of these that begin to come out until the very bottom box, which Morrigan is going to have to, shove that out with some help to pull it out of there. The whole time you are working partly in this room, I need all of you, as the boxes come out, to make Constitution saving throws.
Wait, as they come out, does that count me as well?
Yes, especially you, because you're the one mostly in that room. That room is the source of this smell.
Okay, gotcha.
I got a 12.
You got a 12.
14.
14.
I had a 17, but
Okay.
can Vulcan actually spell?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
that's a good point.
Smells awful.
It just turns off his olfactory sense.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good roll.
Let's turn that off.
But it's a save, and I have good insight.
Twilight, what'd you get?
18.
Alright. Desmond, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20! Okay. What did I miss? Reggie, what'd you get? Reggie's dead.
It was bound to happen again sooner rather than later.
Oh. I didn't hear what you got, though. Sorry.
Oh, at 12.
Oh, no, I did hear that.
1, 2.
Well, I think I was. I thought I was missing Reggie for some reason. All right. Sorry. Everyone who got below a 15, you have. You find that it is very difficult to work on this and help with this because you are feeling increasingly nauseous as time around this room goes on. To the point that you feel like you might lose your lunch if you stay any longer.
You think Reggie's gonna be like, look, I'm not. Oh, those boxes are very heavy looking, given how much you seem to be straining on them, and I'm not gonna be much help there. So I'm gonna go upstairs. And then Reggie bolts.
So I believe that was Reggie and Spider. And what'd you get, Morgan? Cone?
I was also beneath 15. Yeah, I got
Beneath
that.
15, so
13.
you as well. And you're getting the worst of it. Like you're trooping through as best you can. But are you going to stay in there to the point that this is going to affect you, or are you going to bolt as well?
I think Morgan is the type that would like try to handle herself and stay there.
Okay. We'll say this is going to cost you, but it's going to give you something as well. You muscle your way through this, handing off the boxes, holding your breath as much as you can, only breathing when you have to. And your gorge is rising the whole time, slowly, in bursts. Until you get to the last box, and you're really throwing your weight against this, and this is when you're being forced to take breaths of this incredibly briny air that just makes you want to throw up. And you manage to push the box out into out of this closet, as it were, and into the open space of this lower deck. And as you get it out and make just enough room for you to squeeze past it, you're going to take a look to your left, and you're going to spot that the key is now hanging loosely in the lock ever since you kicked right next to it twice. You seem to have shaken it loose, so it's sort of like dangling out, like just barely holding on by the hook of the teeth. And you notice, as the dim light from outside lights on it at this angle with the key hanging out, that the interior of the lock is filled with salt crystals, just like growing on the brass of the lock itself. And then you feel like you need to throw up, and the only place to do that isn't the floor where all of your friends' boots are, is in the box in front of you. What are you going to do? Are you going to shower your friends' boots, or potentially douse the magic items that you need?
Can't I aim at the wall?
I mean, you can aim at the wall, it's still gonna splash back at your friends. Maybe they're not your friends. You could aim for Vulcan.
He can't smell, so.
He can't smell and he's easy to clean.
And he probably knows prestidigitation.
You do know that Reggie knows prestidigitation. That doesn't make being thrown up on any better. But
yeah, time's running out.
What do you do?
Okay, let me roll.
Fate will decide.
Yes, fate will decide. Roll a d6. Anything higher, like 3, 4, and 6, is the magic items.
All right.
It's a 4, so it goes in the box. She tries to hold it in though, so it kind of goes like that.
Hey, you finally lose your lunch into the box. You know, like sliding the lid back over. And go, ooh, you don't like it in this room.
Gross.
I want to imagine that when Vulcan speaks, when he's turned off his sense of smell, his voice is still like the same, like as if somebody was, covered their nose. So like, for some reason, it doesn't make any sense why that would actually be the case, but it is.
The last thing you notice, Morrigan, is that the large crate that you pushed out right before you lost your lunch also seemed to be covering a hole in the floor of that room. Like almost perfectly. Like the crate was slightly bigger than that hole. It's about 3 feet on a side, leading down into darkness. You have dark vision as a tiefling, right?
Yeah.
So you can see that hole is a tunnel of some kind that looks to be about 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, and 3 feet deep.
Interesting.
And that is why you lost your lunch, is once you uncovered this hole, that smell of brine became about 100 times worse.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Everybody else out there is also noticing that as this crate gets pushed out and Morrigan throws up into it, suddenly the smell of brine begins to fill the area. Potent. You have access to all the boxes, so what this leaves is for you all to decide what magic item you want to find here. Everybody may have 1, up to the equivalent of a +2. So it could be a straight up +2 something, or it could be a +1 with some extra feature, or a + nothing with a couple extra features. But I encourage you to talk as a group about what you think will help you or the party against your known enemies, a Rakshasa, who must be damaged by magic weapons, and the bearer of the left hand of Cass, who has powers you do not know much about beyond that they can edit history. So, as you search these boxes, finding the silks and jewelry and weapons, you do find among these weapons and armors that you know will be useful in your fight. You can take the time to figure out what these do by tuning them and choosing what you want. You will need to take a moment to clean anything that comes out of the very large box, as it seems someone was sick in there. You will obtain the Hawk Plate, which is enchanted plate armor that gives the wearer the agility of a raptor. No limitation on dex bonus to AC. And no penalty to stealth. The Artificer's Friend, a rifle that has a permanent repeating shot infusion and the ability to accept one more infusion of the Artificer's choice. The Gloom Rift, a +2 whip with a short grip that, when activated, creates a black void and deals psychic damage instead of slashing. If it is used to attack a humanoid, it deals 1 additional d4 of psychic damage. And it also emits an aura of dim light out to 15 feet, which will raise or lower the ambient light to dim. Empower the Hungry Masses is a chef's hat that allows the wearer, once per week, to enact a spell similar to Hero's Feast at no cost. The effect lasts 12 hours and can be placed on 10 creatures. The Light of Arathis, a +1 mace. Enemy creatures who start their turn or move within 15 feet must succeed on a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, or become blinded until the end of their next turn. Once per long rest, the mace may be used to cast Sunbeam at no cost. And finally, the Ring of Reflective Force, +2 AC, +2 Dex save. Whenever an attack fails to beat your AC, absorb the damage that you would have taken into a pool that caps at 100 points. Using an action, release the stored damage as a Force Blast at a single target, which will make a save against 8+ proficiency plus Dex mod. For half. Save for half. Those are the items that you have created for your fights to win this campaign.
Do they feel balanced, or?
I think that for the most part they do. There's a couple of things I might want to revisit later, but for now, this is fine.
Yeah.
In addition to those items listed, there is one more item that is far too well made. Just this beautifully crafted longsword to be anything other than magically enchanted. You can sort of, even without detect magic, you can sort of feel the power radiating off of this thing. The whole thing is it's the blade itself is cast in this bronzy, goldish hued metal. It's light when you hold it, but the edge is sharp and strong. It's definitely not made of gold. Otherwise, that would make it incredibly heavy and very soft, and it is neither of those things.
Sword.
Huh?
So we found an orichalcum sword.
And it goes into a silver and lightly jeweled, not extravagantly jeweled, but definitely made to look. It looks very good and goes with none of your outfits for how, like, particular it is in its look into this silvery scabbard.
Oh no, the problem with the actual door floor, it's too fancy. Let's destroy.
Too fancy. So, that is what you find. Clearly, a large shipment of clothing and jewelry for Aiden's shop, and then the magic weapons and regular mundane weapons that Aiden told you they would be providing to selling to the Syndicate, from which they told you could have your pick of the magical ones. So, you have gotten your pick of the magical ones. There is one unclaimed sword there that looks terribly fancy. Having gotten your items, though, I assume you're going to put this last magic item back with the rest and pass them on to Aiden, who will likely sell them to the Syndicate.
That is up to y'all. It's a longsword. I have no interest in those.
I can play with longswords.
It's a super fancy
Hey,
looking
Reggie.
longsword.
You could still use an offensive option. Can you use one of those?
Sorry, were you talking to me?
No, I said Reggie.
Okay.
Oh,
He doesn't have
I
a,
don't think
weapon.
Reggie can lift that.
You should try.
I mean, if it's magic, it is always worth a try.
Magic armor shrinks to the size of its wearer. Gross. Maybe the sword will too.
I also don't think Reggie actually has proficiency with longsword. Oh, no, I do have proficiency with longsword. Why the fuck do I have...
I know how to use swords and it's
Damn.
twice the length.
All the thing. You probably have proficiency for the same reason rogues do, because they weren't thinking.
They gave rogues longswords?
Yes. Mine was swapped for a whip, so I do not have that particular proficiency.
For some reason, their proficiency.
But we came across this last time when Vindar wanted to use a scimitar, but we found that he was pushing with longsword instead, because that's the default for some weird reason.
Right, I remember that. It was a long time ago.
It is bizarre, but technically correct.
I mean, Reggie does not have a particular interest in brewing over Aiden. Like, we had an arrangement.
The arrangement was vague in the wording. They
Sure, they
only
didn't
said
specify.
you get your pick of the top.
It's a very pretty
Does look
sword.
like a nice sword.
But it is certainly honorable to leave it there for them to do with as they would have.
Does
Is-
it look aesthetically like it would fit the tiger's eye very well?
That is a wonderful question. I love that question. Like, her aesthetic doesn't exactly match the colors, but she's also the kind of person who is going to build a wardrobe around a particular accent piece. So it certainly got the right tone for her.
You certainly took to the jewel eye patch for her cat well enough. This sounds like it would
That
be
is
up
true.
anyway.
Look, as
Yeah, I
far
like
as
that
anyone
idea.
knows, Winston loves that eye patch.
You said bejeweled eye patch.
Yes.
Yes.
First, I thought it said dual eye patch, and I was like, that doesn't make sense.
The dual eye patch, one over each
Line
eye.
like that.
Like Blindbeard
Yeah, I think-
the pirate.
Yeah, I probably slubbed it a bit, because I think I was also considering the word bedazzled, so I might have slurred it a bit.
Bejeweled.
And it was not quite fully decided there.
I don't know. I think that most people are afraid of Blindbeard the pirate because it doesn't matter if they're an ally
I don't
or
know where
an
he's
enemy.
swinging.
Yeah. Everyone's at risk.
And then they gave him a gun? Like, it's just...
I was going over there. Yeah, over there. My leg. I'm not going over there anymore.
So, I guess, question for GM. How much do I think it would put Aiden off versus make the tiger's eye happy? Because the other thing is, like, if this goes to Aiden and most of these things are making their way to the Syndicate, this is probably ending up in her hands anyway.
It's true. That is not an unlikely progress of events. If you take it and give it to the tiger's eye, then potentially she likes the gift. Potentially she knows that this must have come from the shipment that was supposed to contain magic items and no longer does. So you mostly just get that stern look of, well, at least it found its way to me. And Aiden doesn't make a profit. On the other side of that, this is potentially the most valuable thing of what you've found. It at least looks the richest. It's hard to assess if that magic armor or this sword would be more valuable on their own, but this is clearly something that somebody's going to put up there with a very large price tag on it.
Yeah.
So that could mean a potential windfall for Aiden. Even without getting to sell the rest of it. But, as you know, they felt that giving you these items was a worthy exchange to get their trade route opened again.
Yeah.
So, you basically just have, like, if I don't need it, it's going to benefit Aiden more if I leave it behind, versus...
Basically, who do I want to bribe?
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you want to bribe? You know that there's a bunch of mundane weapons still going through, and the Syndicate does use much more mundane weaponry than magical weaponry. Yeah. They're still expensive and uncommon. Plenty of pistols and things in there. So, one sword would not necessarily be missed.
I think, I think Reggie, if with the instructions, you know, if things go missing before anyone knows, then, you know, who knows, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And the fact that the Tiger's Eye is still going to know that this is effectively through Aiden.
Yeah.
So I think it's still in Reggie's mind buying them a decent amount of goodwill.
So you're gonna take the sword.
Reggie wouldn't have done it without enough wiggle room to justify it.
Right. Huh. Between you, me, and the floorboards of the bilge closet.
Like Reggie's persuasion is higher than his passive insight, so
So he talks his way out of trouble faster than he identifies it as trouble.
I think both into and then back out of the same trouble.
I think Reggie will take it to give to the Tiger's Eye.
All right.
Sounds good.
Is Reggie going to try to attune it to find out what it does?
I do want to know what it does.
Might as well be ready. Have it on hand.
I suppose? Yes. I think he would want to be able to tell her what it does, and also this will be a good way to check if it's cursed.
Okay. Congratulations, it's cursed.
I know a guy, though. He's still in Volinar.
Indeed you do.
If you use that business card, be very careful. For no particular reason.
You are now, Reggie, in possession of the Limit Breaker. A longsword, that as you finish attuning to it, it grows to the size of a greatsword.
Okay, I'm not proficient in those.
But you can wield it one-handed for some reason.
So really, this grows to it just sort of like gets a little bit beefier. It does not get any longer. Since I'm a halfling. Which just still makes it very bulky and not an appropriate size for Reggie. Who
It's
is
gotta be like
remember,
twice the
3'11".
I really wanted it to be like 3 times the size of you.
No, this is great.
You can still swing it with one hand.
I mean, yeah, it's a giant anime greatsword. It is, even on Reggie, it is the size proportionally of Cloud's Buster Sword. He can wield it in one hand, and it will deal 2d6 magical slashing damage, as per a normally dual-hand greatsword. Or if you choose to wield it two-handed, it deals 3d4 magical slashing damage.
Is this what things are like for you, Morrigan?
What?
It's like I'm swinging around a big sword.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's cool, right?
Huh.
I say you keep it. I
Maybe.
want to see how you carry that thing. Where's it gonna go when it's not out?
I think it, in the same way that Cloud's sword is always out. I think that it is always out.
You just lost use of your hand.
Just leaning it against your shoulder while you're in conversation with people. People just like trying not to get struck in the face with it.
Reggie learns to not turn around super quick.
You feel a strong desire while holding this thing to take command of the ship and begin issuing orders.
I don't even know the parts of a ship. You know what? The people. That's what delegation is all about, isn't it?
That's what giving orders is great. Goes hand in hand with delegation. All right. So, yes, you have a strong desire to continue wielding the sword, and it is certainly making you feel like others should want to listen to you. Like, if they don't,
I mean,
like,
I haven't
there's
been
something wrong.
Like,
Congratulations on your Buster Sword.
of all the characters to get a Buster Sword, I did not think it would be Reggie.
I think it's perfect. Smallest guy got the biggest sword.
Yeah, I like you spent that whole time trying to be like, okay, how do I not fight with magic item, and the party talks you into a cursed item. Well, yeah,
You're welcome.
you just, there's
Hey,
nothing.
for cursed items, it's way more funny than it is detrimental.
It is true.
There's nothing overtly malevolent or malignant about this blade. You just feel more self-confident, and you feel like people should listen to you.
Which, to be fair, is how Reggie feels.
Yeah, and like people do
fucking know.
mostly. So I was like, how different is that from his normal?
Time may yet tell. All right. Everybody has the description of their items. I've written them down. We can figure out how to incorporate things on sheets between now and next time. But the information is where it needs to be. You have looted this ship. There are 8 minutes, so I guess I can try and ask, what is to be the disposition of the Broken Wind? That is still almost fully crewed. They only lost a few to the ocean. I will say a suggestion was made earlier to put all of the crew in dinghies and make them row home. You can do that if you want to. I will simply remind the characters that, like, this is Amaranta, and there are sea monsters, and 2 dinghies rowing through the Draconian Divide are probably going to get eaten.
Well, yeah, they said they could just fix this ship, right? I mean, I say we just leave it to the captain
Reggie,
to.
Reggie wants to try and convince Vestus to let them repair the ship so that they can
All right.
be on there.
You are certainly puffed up on the weight, the gravitas of your sword as you approach Vestus, who is in a one might call it a stalemate. Vestus never would, of words with Thorla. You definitely feel like you have the command to make this suggestion forcefully.
Well, Vestus, we've got everything that we came for, and I think we've put them squarely in their places. I think that we should probably give them the chance to repair this, measly excuse for a ship, and then go and be on their way, since there's really nothing that they can do to us and the grab spar. I mean...
Oh, what's that you say, adventurer? The broken wind doesn't stand a chance against the grab spar. That's what I thought! Isn't that right, Thorla? You lost. But he kind of stops as she's sneering at him, and he looks at you and says, "Why should we not just let it sink?"
There a particular reason you need them dead?
Wait. Turns back to Thorla. Your men all know how to swim, don't they? She does not answer him.
2 words. Sea monsters.
He's going to, step away from Thorla, giving one last snort in her direction before he crouches down in front of you, Reggie. And for some reason, while it's not the first time in your life a humanoid has done this, this one really bugs you. As he gets on eye level with you and seems to contemplate this order you've issued to him, and says, "I say we let it sink."
Vulcan's gonna go look at the arm.
Are you guys gonna want to take the time to tie them all up in the grab spar so that these guys at least don't die?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
There's a far cry between letting them fix their ragged ship and putting them on mine. No need for all that, I suppose. He's going to eyeball you before standing up and saying, "Fine! Fine. You've got the supplies and the manpower. Patch the holes. Have it done before an hour's out so we can go home. And don't be following us." He, shoots.
I think if they try that, then that's when the boat sinks. Rich, as he says it, he turns towards Thorla.
If we have to fight them again, they'll no longer have anything we want. Why would we hold ourselves back in such a scenario?
Thorla rolls her eyes and spreads her hands like, "Of course I won't do something like that." She does not seem to take the risk of saying something that could change any minds. With a wave, now that the aggressors have given the okay, the ship's crew are ordered to get to repairs, and you all are able to safely return to the grab spar with the spoils of battle, while the Broken Wind's crew make her seaworthy again.
Vulcan would like to stay on the Broken Wind and study the robotic arm until the
Please roll investigation.
It's 24.
24. Looking over this thing, as I said before, at first glance, it appears to be a oversized copy of your arm. Upon closer inspection, as before, you can see that the workmanship is nowhere near the level of that which went into your construction. And in fact, several design choices at certain critical junctures of this mechanism are clearly not what Vendar would have chosen to do in these places, setting it apart both visually and functionally from anything Drakner Industries has produced. However, it does appear close enough in the design that whoever at Brackner Industries commissioned this thing, designed it, probably got far too close a look at your construction than is comfortable.
Yeah. Wonder how quickly they could have done that. When I asked the captain how long it took to get the arm built on the ship.
Thorla's disdainful, but the people who are most dangerous for the moment are back on the grab spar, and her men are working away, so she will venture away from the helm to stand beside you in admiring this construction. As she says, well, it took us nearly a week to get it affixed to the ship, and it cost more than an arm and a leg to acquire it. I couldn't tell you how long it took Brackner to make it. Looks like the genuine article, though, doesn't it?
From a distance.
This was to be a field test for them. If it went well, we were going to get back everything we'd paid them and then some. Thank you for not destroying it.
I wanted to study it.
Should I expect you to destroy it now that you have?
Oh, I suppose I'll leave it.
I couldn't stop you if that's what you chose to do. Clearly, the deckhands were the superior design.
Can I try to estimate how long I think it took to build this thing?
Sure, with your... what was it, 23?
24.
24? Just, shaping materials, gathering those shaped materials, assembling them, testing to make sure that it functioned in one place. You think that once the design was done, it probably took them a month or two to build this.
And how long have I been in Volinar?
At this point, just a couple of weeks.
Okay, so this was definitely... I think it must have been made before I came here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you for letting me look at it.
I
Good luck.
didn't have much choice, but thank you for being personable about it, I suppose. She kind of turns towards you with that. You're full metal right now, right?
Yeah, he looks like a robot.
Yeah, she's gonna say, though I suppose you're not a person.
I would call me a person. But I am not organic.
Very well. A valid distinction. Apologies. In any event, yes. You are made of the same stuff, then, I take it.
Similar. I'm far higher quality.
Drakner Industries.
Yes, and it's pretty clear. Who else would have that?
Who else, indeed? You don't see much of their tech in these waters, or the lands that surround them.
Yes, it's out wide here.
You're far from home, then.
Yes, I am. I'm on a
Well.
mission.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm on a mission here, so I've been here a little bit.
Well,
But otherwise, I hadn't left Aspara.
Vulcan, I know you're new here, but is there a particular reason you're divulging personal information to those who have reason to want us harmed?
I suppose
I'm
we
going to
should
stop you if
stop.
that's what you wish to do, but I am curious as to why.
I got caught up in the conversation. I was interested in her arm.
Well, I can suggest some improvements to the Brackners. I might ask as a favor, though I was defeated, that maybe we just leave this little detail out when you're reporting back to your factory or whatever it is.
Oh, there's no chance in that. My father will know about this within the hour. Goodbye.
Maybe I could make it. Damn it.
And he will indeed send a message to Volinar telling him about the arm. And there must have been someone, some sort of leak in the.
Oh yeah, if you didn't send a message about the other thing, now's probably the best time to do so, given the distance. Might be beneficial. No clue.
We are over time, so you can discuss the detail on that after I end the stream, but I don't want to hold people too long, since I know it's quite late for our non-Americans. Alright. So, with that, we will call the session there. The party has magic items, a cursed item, a completed mission, and many trials and tribulations ahead. We'll have to see how it all plays out next time on Desmond's Creek. Bye, stream.
Bye.
Nice stream.
Bye bye.